Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about the patch releasing tomorrow, September 7th. This patch doesn't seem to be a very big one, so I'm going to run through it real quick. First of all, the 3 warrior bonus armor is being reduced from 6 to 5. The 6 mage enemy magic resistance reduction is being increased from 95% to 100%. And the frequency and duration of the Knight Shield is being changed from 3 seconds generation and 3 seconds duration to a frequency of 2 seconds and a duration of 2 seconds. Werewolf is being nerfed with his HP being reduced from 750, 1500, 3000 to 700, 1400, and 2800. Tortola Elder is getting a damage buff to his skill going from 300, 400, 500 to 300, 450, and 600. And 2 new items, Heaven's Gift and Jade Pipe, are both getting nerfed. So how do I think that these are going to be affecting the builds that run these? First of all, the 3 warriors nerf is going to mostly be hitting warriors in the early game and hunter warrior builds, or just general builds that run 3 warriors in the late game. A 1 armor nerf for large armor values isn't that big of a deal, but a 1 armor nerf for smaller armor values actually will probably have a decent impact. Probably one of the larger changes in this patch. This means that players running 3 warrior in the early game are probably going to be losing a little bit more. I think the 6 mage changes are completely inconsequential. I think that a 5% buff is not very much at all, and nobody runs 6 mage anyways because of how hard it is to get God of Thunder. The Knight's change is being represented as a buff with the green up arrow, but I don't think it's necessarily a buff. I think this probably makes 6 Knights a little bit better and a little bit more consistent, but I think it makes 2 Knights a lot worse and 4 Knights just a little bit worse. Knights are strong because of how tanky their units are when they have 1 or 2 Knight shields, and the real vulnerability with Knights are their backline. And if any of the frontline Knights didn't get a Knight's shield to proc, they would die instantly. This change is going to make it so 6 Knights are going to have their shields online way more often, but are going to make it so that 2 Knights are going to have their shield for very little amounts of time. Because of this, I think you're going to be seeing 4 Knight builds becoming a little bit weaker and 6 Knight builds being a little bit stronger. This means 4 Knights 6 Glacier as well as Dragon Knights being a little bit stronger. Werewolf is being nerfed, which is good because Werewolf is still really strong. Werewolf is mostly strong because of his synergies. He has Human, Beast, and Warrior, and these synergies are all very strong and very sought for, and Werewolf being nerfed so hard makes it a little bit worrying because if you nerf Werewolf and Tusk Champion to Oblivion, then you're going to be having 2 useless pieces that you have to have on if you want your build to work. That being said, Werewolf is still pretty strong right now, especially if you're getting a 2-star Werewolf early on, but that goes for most 3-cost pieces, so I think a nerf to Werewolf is probably fine. It'll hit Beast Warriors a little bit, but I think they'll probably be fine. The Tortola Elder buffs I think are pretty welcome because Tortola Elder wasn't really being played all too often. The only build that used Tortola Elder in the past has been Human Mages and 6 Mages, except 6 Mages are dead. So Human Mages, especially last patch, where they've gained a little bit of strength. I don't think that they were as strong as Divinity Mages, but these changes might make it so that they could possibly be a little bit stronger than them, especially in the mid-game. I think these Tortola Elder buffs could push the Human Mage build into viability. I think a lot of people were playing it before, but I never really saw them getting a lot of success with it, but I can definitely see Human Mages becoming a lot better and becoming contested in the top build spots. The item nerfs are very welcome because Heaven's Gift is way too overpowered, especially for its rarity, and Jade Pipe is really easy to make and relatively strong. Heaven's Gift, coming from a shield and Cure Axe, you can get it very, very early, and the health swing that you can get from 1 Heaven's Gift on your team from something like a 3-star Razor Claw is absolutely insane, so getting the nerf is very, very welcome. The Jade Pipe nerf isn't very big, but I didn't think Jade Pipe was that strong to begin with. If anything, it made it worse because it would lag your game every time it procced, but that doesn't really affect how often you win. The Jade Pipe nerf isn't very big. It's a 50 health difference from magic damage, so it's not a huge nerf, but I don't think it was too strong to begin with, so this nerf is probably healthy. In terms of the strongest builds in this patch, I'm actually having a lot of difficulty with this because the patch that we're on right now is relatively balanced, and it's really hard to pinpoint which build is the strongest because they all just do well if you high roll and do really poorly if you low roll. I think Feathered is probably the best right now, and I think they'll remain the best after this patch. It's just that Feathered is a little bit high rolly and you kind of have to lose streak with it, so if there's one person in the game that's completely high rolling and is at 100 HP at round 20, you're probably still going to lose to them. And you're probably still going to get like 7th place. Glacier Knights was still pretty decent last patch, so I think they'll probably get a little bit better. I think that the 6 Knights build might edge out the 4 Knights build. And recently, more people have been going 6 Knights anyways. Beast Warrior, Hunter Warrior, Divinity Mage all weren't touched very much, so I think they'll remain about the same strength at pretty strong. I think Dragon Knights will get a little bit better because of the Knights change, and I think Human Mage will get a little bit better as well, and I think they'll actually be stronger than Assassins. Assassins aren't being run very often right now, and that's because they have a really bad matchup against Feathered and a really bad matchup against Glacier Knights, as well as a very mediocre to bad matchup against Beast Warrior, and only do well against Hunter Warrior and Divinity Mage on this list. Because of that, and because they're usually running against 2 to 3 players with really bad matchups in any game, Assassins usually tend to not do very well and get around 3rd or 4th whenever they are played. So yeah, that was my really quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for missing last week. I didn't think that the patch was very big, but turns out it was a lot bigger than I thought it was. I'm going to be coming out with some guides in the near future, hopefully. I'm working on them right now, so keep an eye out for them. Make sure to subscribe so that you get notified for when I release them. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.